and welcome to our Facebook Live, and we're talking showing up. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, not that this may be any fault of yours because you haven't tuned in yet, but this is exactly what showing up is. Being present, being available to opportunities that present. Showing up is being open to manifesting, being open to receiving what is available, making conscious choices to change your life even. When we talk about showing up can be two different things. We're talking about showing up for ourselves, and we can be talking about others showing up for us. So today we're just going to start by talking about showing up for ourselves. And I'm going to show you two different scenarios just to give you a little bit of an idea of what that might mean, what showing up means. And it's also, when I go through these scenarios, I'm going to give a little bit of a pause because I want you to reflect and think about, just even for a really brief moment, how you're showing up in this situation and how you're not showing up, and maybe what you could do differently. So when it comes to showing up for yourself, it becomes a choice to invite in, to manifest appropriate people and situations into your life. So that's ideally what we want. So when I say, are you showing up, it's like, are you standing up to be counted? Because you can't show up if you're not available, if you're not visible, if people don't know about you or know who you are or know anything about you. So just be about open to receiving what it is that you need to receive, or even what your intention is, what it is that you want. So if we look at this first scenario about showing up. So let's say you book a ticket. Now, this could be a ticket to an event that you want to go, sporting event, a concert. You could be making an appointment to go and see a doctor. You could even be making an appointment for an healing or a hairdressing appointment, something like that. So you make your appointment and you buy your ticket, and it's all with the intention to follow through, to go, to receive what it is that you want, the outcome that you want. The next step is, do you actually show up on the day? So if you show up, do you show up late? Or do you show up on time? Or have you not bothered to even look up the address and go, oh, I don't even know how to get there or where it is. Now I've got to look it up. Now I'm going to be late, can't find a park. All these things that kind of say, well, I'm really interested in going, but maybe there's something in me that says maybe I can't be bothered. So I haven't put in the effort to actually get there on time, or to even look up how to get there beforehand. Or there could be that, you know what, I'm just not going to go for whatever reason. Something else has come up, or just can't be bothered, I'm not feeling it today. Or you know what, maybe I booked that ticket in haste, and maybe, you know what, maybe I don't want to go and see that band now. Maybe it just doesn't suit me. And it's like, well, have you even bothered with, if it's an appointment, have you even bothered to ring up and say, look, I'm not going. I want to reschedule, or I can't make it. So I want you to just quickly think about your scenarios in your life. If you've made an appointment, if you've booked an event or something, and what's unfolded after that? What has been the next step? And then after that, we're going to go into what happens after that. So while you're thinking, I'm going to say hello to everybody that's here. Hello to Sally Ann, Kelly and Anne that have all reached out and said hello to me. And all of you that are just watching in the background, hello to you and welcome, and thanks for watching and taking the time out of your day, your night, your morning to be available to watch this video, because this is showing up. Whether you know what showing up means or whether you don't know, you've still actually set aside some time to show some interest, to maybe find some value, to try and get some more understanding in your life. So I want to say thank you to those people. And it's not that I'm discounting those that aren't here, because maybe there's a very good reason, or maybe they just don't even know that this video is on now. Okay, so we're going back to that first scenario of showing up. You've made your appointment or you've booked your ticket, and you either have or you haven't arrived on that day. So let's say you arrive on that day and it's an event. Now, whether it's a sporting event, a concert, it could be a workshop of some sort. What you do next is really important. Do you go to this event and then just sit there and watch everything unfold? Do you sit there and take it all in, absorb everything, that whole experience? Or you just sit there and just go, bopping away to the music, yep, looking at my watch, yep, this will be over soon. I'm at that sporting event thinking, don't know anybody here, you know? Or are you actually there at this event and you're actually getting involved in that experience? Are you making the most of that event? You know, cheering on your sporting team. Are you there at that concert getting really excited, singing along, dancing to the music? Or are you at this workshop and, you know, you're actually involving in that conversation? You're actually participating, offering how your experience is reflected through this workshop, what you're gaining out of it, what you had hoped to gain out of it. You know, maybe what's that you've picked up stuff that you didn't know. You know, are you actually being fully participating in this event? And it's the same if you've made an appointment. Are you following through? Now, what if you've made an appointment at the doctor's and you've gone there because there's something wrong, and you go there and you go, okay, so these are my symptoms. But because for whatever reason it might be, you go there and you say, you only tell him half of what's wrong with you. How can the doctor then really make a true diagnosis when they only have half the information? Why are you holding back? Is it guilt, shame, whatever it is that you're feeling? Maybe you're living a little bit of fear has popped in. How are you showing up for yourself? How are you presenting yourself out to the world? Because it's not about necessarily how you're received. It's about what you get back from showing up. Because we only get back what we put in. So if you're just milling around in the world and not taking an active role in it, how are you supposed to feel satisfaction? How are you supposed to feel nourished and achieve anything if you're not interacting, letting people know what is good for you, what isn't good for you, what feels right, and things like that? People aren't mind readers. They don't know. So they really need to know the full story to be able for you to get the full experience. And we're going to go on to the second scenario now, which is about, let's say, you know, me. I'm in business. How does someone in business show up to the world? Are they promoting their goods and services? Are they doing things like this, a Facebook Live, whether it be to educate people, to engage people, to gain a connection? How do people know who you are and what you're offering and what you're about if you're not showing up for the world? If you're not here to say, this is me, you take me or you leave me as I am. It's entirely up to you. But how do they know that if you're not there to show them what is on offer? And how can I, in return, expect people to relate to me if I'm not here showing you who I am? How can I gain business from people if they don't know what I do? If they don't know anything about me? You know, I can post a page full of pretty quotes, but that doesn't tell you who I am. It just says, you know what, I can copy and paste from other pages. I can copy and paste from Google. Maybe it says that maybe I can write these myself. But really, I don't know. I don't know anything about this person. So this is where you have to show up, and you have to be willing to be out there and say, this is who I am, this is what I have to offer, and this is what I would like to receive in return. So this is what I'm talking about, what showing up is. It's about gaining value from your experience, and that then creates the experience, the value that you get out of it. It's like if you go to a party, what determines a good or a boring or a bad party? It's really about, if you sit in the corner and watch everybody else have fun, you're going to say, well, that wasn't really a really good night. That was a terrible party. If you get out there and you actually make an effort to go out there and chat to everybody else at the party and try and interact and have a good time, then you're going to think, wow, that was a great party. And it's that flow-on effect of you've had a good time, you helped other people have a good time, and that host is going to feel really great because they know that they've put on a great party, because they've managed to somehow get people to interact or get up on the dance floor and dance. So if we don't show up for ourselves and help initiate what it is that we want, how can we expect to receive a quality experience out of life? I'm just going to check my notes and see if there's something that I've missed. No, that's about all that I've written in my notes. So this is what I'm saying about what showing up is. So if you feel comfortable, now that's a no judgment zone, please, I would love for you to have in your comments how maybe you could show up a little bit more or a little bit differently for yourself to get a different or a better experience in life. And another example would be is that, if you want to go out meeting people, how are you going to meet people if you're just sitting at home or you're complaining at work to your workmates, oh, I just can't meet the right people? Well, what are the right people? You have to go to the places and hang out within the places where the people are that you want to meet. That if you want to meet that type of person, you have to engage in that kind of situation, in that scenario or that situation. You can't stay in your own little world and say, I'm not meeting the right people. You have to take some sort of action and go out there and at least meet them halfway. At least you have to put yourself out of some sort of comfort zone and say, this is not giving me what I want. I need to try something different. And stepping out of your comfort zone, yes, I know it is massive, but it doesn't have to be. And I'll give you one really simple, but for me it's a huge example of stepping out of your comfort zone and facing up to your fear. Now, my fears very much revolve around trying to control in order to feel safe, whether it's be physically, emotionally, or mentally safe. And while it may sound really silly to some people, this is my situation. And this is me controlling. It all revolves around my dog. Now, my kids don't understand this, but I don't care because this is the situation I've created for myself. I feel really uncomfortable letting my dog out in the yard without me or without somebody being out there to be able to watch her, because she will eat things that she shouldn't eat. All kind of things can happen in my head. But I've started something new. Now, if I go out the gate, the side gate of the house, and I know she's inside and I know the door shut, and I might only be going out the gate like a couple of meters, I would normally, if I'm going on the other side of the gate, say to water the plants, I will still shut and lock that gate behind me. Now I've started letting go a little bit and saying, I know she's inside. I've shut the door. I can go out that gate and I can leave that gate open because you know what? I'm right there. I'm going to see her coming if she comes, if someone lets her out. I can get to that gate and shut that before she does. Or if she gets through that gate, I can catch her. And for me to be able to do that one little thing of leaving that gate open, even though I'm right on the other side, is a huge step for me. So that's why I'm saying go out of your comfort zone in just one small little thing that really, in the big scheme of things, is not going to change if things go astray. So I just want to leave you with that, even though it's kind of not really about showing up, but it came up for me today in regards to this. So if you want to leave some comments about, how else you could think you might be able to show up a little bit more or a little bit better or a little bit different for yourself, I'd love to see them. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about how others can show up for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.